Computer Chads, this is how I did AI at my first job. It's story time. My first job was facilities services. So we had clients, right? We had a lot of clients and we managed data about their facilities. So we did facilities planning, we did data analytics. So we had client data and we had their facilities data. So I was on this job for 2.5 years. So the first year I was learning the core business. I was going really hard at the core business. And 12 months in, I was prototyping predictive models. I was messing around with a lot of facilities data, like finances, capital projects, budget, buildings. What happened was I was prototyping that stuff, exploring machine learning. And 2 months into that, so we're 14 months in, is when an opportunity came up and I did a clustering model. So it was machine learning for clustering. And that was with client data. So this was internal data because we had so many clients, we had to manage them. So what I did was a clustering model that clustered clients into different clusters to show which ones were high risk clients. So that's 14 months in to 16 months is when that was really kicking in and becoming effective. And so 16 months in is when I really figured out how to solve automation for processing tasks. So 16 months to 24 months, I was working on this automation model and it evolved over time. I talked to other people in our company who had their own priorities and concerns about these processing tasks. And that really helped develop the model into what it became. And it helped it get adopted quickly once the model was working, which was 24 months in. So when this happened, I started a small AI team. There was someone else who also knew Python. So I showed him this other use case similar to the one that I had just done. He went ahead and started developing that second use case, and I had a third use case, so I was developing the third use case. There was also someone interested in product management, so I had her join the team too, so that we had someone who could help advocate for the models. And around this time, I also was developing other machine learning models. For example, for some clients with their facilities data, I would show them how COVID affected their facilities because, these campuses were largely less populated during COVID, which affected a lot of their business. And I was also doing this other clustering model because there was a common use case for our clients. This would happen in a lot of projects where we would take all of their buildings and categorize them by risk, essentially. So we would tell them like these buildings should be invested in, these should be divested, you should get rid of these buildings. These buildings are more normal in between. And so my model helped separate which buildings were high risk versus low risk, essentially. So it was another risk clustering model, but rather than for clients, this one was for the facilities. And then really the rest of the time I was there, I was improving the automation models and continuing to meet with that AI team and also making sure that if something were to happen to me, that the models could continue on. So there was a lot of adoption process, like sharing what's going on with the models and meeting with people who can use them and advocating for the models because people always had their own priorities and concerns. But that was really the whole timeline. All right, computer chads, I hope you enjoyed that story time. Remember, let's build cool things that help people. Have a good one. Peace. Around this time, so 2 years in,